our friends who are in sobriety, so we will not use drugs or alcohol in this space. In this space, we will care for each other physically, which means that we will use social distancing, we will wear masks, and we will all be vaccinated. In this space, we will respect the environment here. We won't litter or leave anything around, and we will also use the bathrooms that are available to us, which is at the train station, and it's open from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. And in this space, we will know who we're fighting and who we're not. We will not fight our brothers and sisters over the crumbs that this leadership has left us. That means we will not be pointing fingers at other service providers, nonprofits, organizations, churches, faith groups, anybody that is trying to plug the gaps that this administration has left the people of Rhode Island in. We will not point fingers at them. We will not. We will lay the responsibility of the fact that no Rhode Islander should sleep outside at the feet of who it belongs to, which is at the feet of Governor Dan McKee, Senate President Ruggiero, and Speaker Ciccacci, who should have done something about this a fucking long time ago. Sorry, they're young people. I'm gonna try.
Earmuffs.
Sorry. And so that's how we are going to continue to hold space in deep solidarity. We are going to open with something that we've done periodically. We've kind of gone around in circles doing it. We've done it in popcorn. I think tonight we're going to do popcorn because I really like that. We're going to pick one word that we want to be true of our future, true of our society, true of Rhode Island, true of what we create together. And we've heard, and whatever that word is that you want to be true of us, true of our future, pick that word, and we're going to spend a little time just shouting it out right now. And say it loud so everybody can hear it. Say it like you know it's going to happen. So my word is justice. Kind.
Eternity.
Equity.
Integrity.
Compassionate.
Human.
Safe.
Healthy.
Caring. No one left behind.
Connected. Unity.
Thriving.
Empathy.
Change.
Honesty.
Fair.
Just.
Humility.
Responsibility. Responsibility/ownership.
Confidence.
Inclusive.
Dignity.
Want to open this time up now for folks to share. We will keep it to about 3 minutes to hold space for each other. We want to prioritize those and I want to encourage those that are either been impacted, doing the work, that know what's happening, and are on the front lines to speak and to share. Also want to acknowledge that for those that have been impacted, you don't always have to share, you don't have to put your trauma out, and I would pray for the day that you don't have to expose your trauma to the government for them to care. That you are prioritized and dignified, and yet your humanity is acknowledged, and that you don't have to ever have to do that. But we'll hold space in solidarity for whoever wants to share, however you, and whatever brings you into this fight.
Just a public health reminder, move your feet around, just so that your blood doesn't pool and cause you problems.
You want me to go somewhere?
Yeah, go.
guess.
And say your name and where you're from.
Since I was late last night.
Go in.
Good evening, so you guys can hear me. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I hate this stupid thing. Good evening again. For those that don't know me, my name is Diamond. I am formerly housed now. I live in Pawtucket now. I am an advocate outreach worker for Providence, Pawtucket, and Central Falls. A lot of you guys that are here now, you guys have seen me at my worst, you know, and today I'm at my best. You know, my life is different. You know, I remember when I was homeless, I couldn't get one of you guys to come out and do this for me. So I thank you. You know, what you guys have to understand is that there's people that are not sheltered right now that they would love to be here, but because they're getting on the CES list and they're praying they get to hotels this year, if you show up at something like this, you get blackballed. So, for those that are here, for those that can't be here, I need to tell you thank you. You know, my life, this is my life. You know, I'm not homeless no more. I'm housed. But, on any given day, I'm either in the streets, I'm on my phone, I'm doing something. You know, I've been at Madison Street Church since 7 o'clock this morning. I haven't left until 2 o'clock. I have still not, I made it to my house to do 15 minutes and then leave. Because I'm supposed to go to Washington tonight for the rally in Washington, you know, and the rally in Washington, it means a lot to me because I lost my brother in March. And my brother was a people's people, but he was a cop in Tampa. So I'm trying to carry on what he does by, you know, doing the work that I can do out here, but I'm having those anxiety feelings, this is not a good thing. And I've had to ask people about that today because normally I don't go on my feelings. I just do what I want to do. But this for me, this trip doesn't, it seems right, but it's not right for me to do. And it hurts because I have to opt out of it because I know there's still more work that needs to be done here in Providence, Central Falls, Pawtucket. Before I even came here tonight, now, I don't know, I'm praying. This is big, Cynthia. If anybody knows Pawtucket Bus Terminal, where the visitor station is, that's where my people have been sleeping. I just was down there a little while ago and I don't know what happened. Nobody's there. And none of their stuff is there. So I'm praying that they got a hotel, that they got them in, because these people were out here last winter in this cold, in this storm. You know, and it's not fair. It's not right. My thing about it is, and I've been saying it forever, I just wish these people in, because we have kids.
Yep.
This building right here, I could strip them down to like us, just, you know, a pair of jeans, whatever, no cell phone, no bank card, no nothing, and throw you out here to the wolves for a week, and let you see if you can handle it out here. Because honestly, since this pandemic started, the weak are getting slaughtered day by day. You know, I don't know what much more I can say. You know, my main thing I need to stress today is I need everybody to get along. If we're gonna fight for this cause, we all need to fight for this cause. You know, some of you all know me that are here now, you know, and you know me better than a lot of other people, you know, and I don't ask for you guys for anything, you know. I need to ask for 2 favors tonight, you know. The boy Hammer Hendricks that got killed, that got murdered last night in Providence, that got shot in his head, that's my brother's friend. I would greatly appreciate if you guys could pray for his family. For one, I don't know what you consider her to me, because it's my brother's girlfriend's sister.
Family.
Yeah, and all the other happy stuff that goes with it. You know, I need prayers for her family right now, because we thought last night that her baby had died from COVID. This baby didn't die from COVID. It was 3 years old. baby died from fentanyl. You know, please, if you know anybody that you see that's out there using, you got a couple of us advocates that are out here that know where to get it. You need fentanyl test strips. You need any of this stuff. Please, let us know. It is a gram, like a gram of salt, that can kill you. These people, when you treat them like animals, they act like it. They have nothing else to live for right now, you know, except for that we're out here fighting for them. If you know somebody that's like that, please try to get them to treatment. Try to get them to Masterson Street Church. A lot of you guys know that's my home. I never leave.
Thank you.
I'm thankful. I'm very humble to see more people out here tonight. You know, if I could have a New Year's wish, I wish this would be over. I wish Cynthia wouldn't be sleeping outside. I wish we could get these people housed. Cold is coming. We just need to do what we need to do, and don't give him an inch. Do not give him an inch, because you know what? He's going to say one thing and he's going to do the opposite. We need to stand on top of him and let him know it's getting bigger out here. You're not going to be happy. People are not going to be able to walk normally in the State House because, we have tents. Because people, yes, this is why people are sleeping outside, because we need to stand up for them. Doesn't matter where you came from. You come from East Greenwich to be homeless. You can't push homelessness aside. It's too much, and we just need to do what we need to do, and just thank you. I don't know.
Thank you.
These are my time.
I'm live streaming this. My name's Pat. If anyone feels uncomfortable, just wave me off. You know, it's tough out here to get a good signal, and it's tough to get, you know, in these conditions to, you know, you guys are doing the real work. I'm just out here for a little bit. But just if you feel uncomfortable me filming anything now or in the future, just wave me off. It's all good. I don't want to invade anyone's privacy, or I don't want to put anyone on the spot.
It's on Facebook?
Yeah. Thank you. Thank
I'm
you all.
doing something positive this week.
You up for it, Jess?
I'll step up so I don't have my mask down here or anybody. My name is Krista Thomas Sowers. I run a harm reduction focused drop-in center called Safe Haven in Woonsocket, Rhode Island. Some of my supervisors here, some of my staff is here. Nitin, who is our doctor who comes and supports the drop-in on Mondays, is here. We need big help. We need big help now. We are having people come in, new people every single day to the drop-in center who report being unhoused. Basically, since we opened in January, half of the people who walk through our doorways report being unhoused at the time of intake. This is people with children, people with full-time jobs, people who are down in their luck, and people who have been chronically unhoused due to the ineptitude of our elected leaders for decades. Frontline harm reduction and outreach workers who are making not enough to live, most of my staff have 2 or 3 jobs, should not be making up for decades of failure to invest in communities. This means every single community with people on the street needs to take a big step up and take responsibility, because this is not a time for kick the can politics. Housing activists have made it very clear we need a minimum of 500 permanent supportive housing units by April, when the hotel and emergency shelter programs end. We need people inside now, but we also need to think upstream. This is a human rights issue. This is a public health issue. This is not a time to sit home, go gambling, do whatever you're doing on your own time. This is a time to step up for your communities. Elected officials are public servants. There is a job to be done here. Every single person I know who does this work in the state is pouring every ounce of themselves into this. We are doing this. This is the second pandemic winter we're going into, and we are being failed on every single level by every elected official who is not stepping up to take part in a solution here. And I mean a solution that is inclusive, a solution that is targeting the marginalized communities who have been impacted the most by all of these crises. We need to continue to think about the people who are overdosing on our streets in mass numbers. These are people we know and care about. This is us. This is our community. And if it's not If it's not now, when are we going to do it? We have an absolutely unprecedented opportunity. We are sitting on hundreds of millions of dollars. Well, my friends and I talk about how we're going to get through the next week of showing up, telling people we can't help them. Give us the resources we need. We need it now, and we need these to be thoughtful solutions. We need you to care the way that all of the people who are showing up here care. I've been telling all of my friends who have been graciously, amazingly sleeping out here in front of the State House that it makes me feel like I can breathe every time I see them out here, because it doesn't feel like anybody else gives a damn. All of the people I know doing the frontline work are stepping up to the plate, and now it's time for you.
That was motivational.
Okay.
So I'll speak up next. My name is Michelle Taylor. I work for a provider that provides services. I actually am working with Krista. You know, I think the bottom line is we've had people throw token amounts of money at us and say, here, fix this problem, right? $850,000. It sounds like a lot of money. It barely scratches the surface, right? We've had the state say, okay, we've allocated $5 million here, we've allocated $5 million there. We don't have space to put homeless shelters in, right? We don't have any room. And when we say, help us find a building, they're like, good luck, hope it works out. So we're scrambling at the last minute. None of this should be happening. This should be a coordinated effort from every level of government to say, how do we fix this problem? And we're going to get together and put those resources together. Not, we gave you money, go figure it out, right? And that's the problem. We don't have people from the highest level of government saying, we're working with you, we're a team, we're going to solve this problem. We can do it, but there has to be a will. Thank you.
With people who use drugs and many people who are unhoused. And what, you know, I can't necessarily add more to what Krista and Michelle Taylor talked about. They're working at the front lines of it. But one of the things that we see is the people inside will always say that it's a money issue. Not only do we have the $1.1 billion of ARPA funding, not only do we have a $600 million surplus from the budget, but we also have seen that the state has passed up on nearly $200 million of federal reimbursements for affordable housing from 2014 to present. We never needed to get here. There was always money. They will always say there's not the money. The money has always existed. The money will always exist. They're not putting in the political will. They're not understanding the fact that there are people who are dying as a result of their inaction. And it's really encouraging to see all these people stepping up here. Other thing that I'll say is I was working on a project for the Department of Health on overdose and COVID and all that stuff. And a colleague and I were going out to the hotels talking to folks. You know what would stop overdose? Getting people housed. It's an easy solution. We know what works. We need housing and we need it now.
I think spending all this money on homeless shelters and attached dwelling units and all the housing options that need to be built would be wonderful for small businesses. And there's people saying they want to support small businesses, but they are absolutely neglecting the plumbers, the carpenters, the electricians, all the people that are independent contractors that could benefit immensely, and that money would spread throughout the economy, being spent by everybody locally. And to deny that money being spent to build the housing we need is a travesty for the entire region and the entire economy. Thank you.
Yeah, I have a comment.
And it piggybacks on the previous comments about the money. The state auditors recently found $24 million that the state had said what had been expended. And lo and behold, they had this $24 million sitting in a fund that nobody knew about and could be released immediately. I questioned a couple of the elected officials at one of the public meetings, and the response was, "Oh no, the Projo got it wrong. That's not accurate. We don't have that money." So apparently the Projo disputes that. So I would like to force these elected officials to open up the purse strings and give us $24 million. That's just sitting there. That doesn't require any special review or legislative okay or anything else. It's there. It's money that was provided for the homeless. So I'm asking them to start opening up the money and stop lying to us.
Just a quick word about the human spirit. A couple of people have mentioned that people who've been out here going on 13 days. When Cynthia and I came down 13 days ago and said we're going to sleep out, we thought some people might come and join us, for a night or two and show solidarity and support in the fight. What I don't think we expected is that in the first couple of days, some people came down and slept out and then said, we're not leaving until this is done. And they've been here ever since. And these are people who have upended their lives, their daily lives, their lives with their families, their work, to do this. And I'm thinking about CJ, I'm thinking about Tony, I'm thinking about Nathan, I'm thinking about Alex, I'm thinking about Pastor Jack, and there are probably a few others who are not here right now. But literally, did I miss somebody who's here? No. All right, literally, this is a group that is here every night, that takes care of the tents, that takes care of the people who come in, that makes sure people are okay, that makes sure people have their food. People know what happened last night, I think. We had a major windstorm, tents were knocked down, people were putting them back together. So these are people who are really put everything they have and their hearts and their lives into this fight for their unhoused brothers and sisters. It's an extraordinary group. I'll speak for myself. They are friends for life after what we've worked on together here. They're really, really special people, and I encourage you all to connect with them while you're here.
Wow. Don't make me cry. My name is CJ, everyone, for those that don't know me. I am a product of Rhode Island's foster care system, and I've fought very hard not to become a statistic, because as you can imagine, all the odds stood against me when I left the system. And my social worker said, you're going to be houseless, so you should start looking into a shelter when I aged out. And I said, hell no. Hell no. And I went to college, and I kind of started developing a professional portfolio that would allow me to utilize my trauma and my experiences to come back and advocate for foster youth coming out of the system with no family support, with no financial support, with no hope, with no nothing, and unsure what was going to become of them. And I struggled, right? Emotionally, spiritually, physically, but one thing is for sure, you're right, I'm not going anywhere, and we're not going anywhere. I work now as a case manager for houseless youth, and it breaks my heart when I have to go back to them, as someone over there said from Woonsocket, and tell them that we have nothing for them. Because there's no reason in America, right?
Right.
That we should have to go back to folks who are, houseless and say, there's no solution for you. And we have to point back at this building and say, those people are the reason we can't help you. And, but I'm constantly reminded of how when I was in the system, I was ignorant of that. I thought, why can't you help me? I didn't realize until I aged out and I started doing the advocacy work that it really tied back to this place. And so I just want to thank everyone for being here. But one thing that I find myself constantly going over in my head is guilt. And I feel like it's survivor's guilt, even though my fellow foster youth are still alive, but they're houseless. Because I get up in the morning, even if I'm not in this tent, I live on campus at Rhode Island College, I get to get up out of a warm bed, and I feel guilty for it. And yesterday, Cynthia, as you know, yesterday for me was a very emotional night, and I didn't think I was going to make it through, and because I was thinking about all of those circumstances that folks are enduring in the cold. And so I'm sorry, I'm just like scrambled in my mind right now, but that's, there are so many other factors, there's so many reasons why I'm out here, but that's one of them, to represent for those foster youth, and let them know that they may not think their voices are being heard here, but I'm here to amplify their voices, as all of us are here to amplify the voices of those that we represent, individually and collectively.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. Love you. We have time for one more if anybody. Oh, I know. I just want to share a little bit about what this is. This is a group of people from all walks of life, all levels of impact, all corners of the state have witnessed or felt or seen this problem and been able to say that it shouldn't be this way and that we can do something about it. That are able to collectively say that no one should freeze to death this winter in Rhode Island, that can collectively say that housing is a human right and that it should be provided and shelter should be provided, that we can collectively acknowledge that Rhode Islanders care, that we care. We've been caring, we've been doing the work, and it is not too much to ask that our government shows a fraction of the moral will, the commitment, the decency, and compassion that I know is reflected not only in the circle but across this state. And I'm tired. I'm tired of hearing stories, whether it's in that chamber of people testifying and they falling on deaf ears, of being in marches where our young people have to march, we have to hold 13 nights, what is it now, to remind the leaders of this state that some people are going to die and it's their responsibility to do something about it. And so it's unifying to me to see everyone here, and it's very hopeful for me, but I've said this before and I'm going to say it again, we're not here for hope, we're here for fucking action. And we're demanding it. And we're going to keep demanding it, and we're going to keep showing up. And one of the reasons why that line in the norms that we were talking about we won't fight for crumbs, they want us so fractured They want Woonsocket and Providence scrambling. They want this provider and that provider pointing fingers. They want this politician and that politician and this advocacy group and this activist group pointing fingers at each other. And this circle proves that what they should be afraid of is us. Unity. Demanding human dignity.
Yep.
Rhode Island right now does not have a right to shelter. It does not have legislation that it says it's a right to shelter. Other states do. We cannot even say that as a state right now. That needs to change.
Yep.
We need to not only demand, as has been stated before, that we end this winter, but that we never get here again. And the plan has been there for them. And I've said this before. I said this on the news. This crisis has been gift wrapped for them. Gift wrapped. They've received billions of dollars, billions. They've received tons of money.
Yep.
They've had the crisis outlined for them in detail.
Yep.
And then the service providers and the work and all of the groups got together and did their work for them by spelling out exactly how they could solve the problem.
Yep.
All they had to do was do it.
Yep.
So we know what this is. This is a moral crisis.
Yep.
This is a crisis of compassion. We have a deficit, but it's not money. We have a deficit of compassion.
That's
right.
We have a deficit of integrity.
Yep.
We have a deficit of moral will.
Yep.
We have a deficit of justice in this building.
Yep.
And I will not be satisfied until not only are people housed and safe and sheltered this winter, I will not be satisfied until they come to their knees and say, beg for the day that they ever thought this was fucking acceptable.
Yep.
Ever.
Yep.
That's when I'll be.
I know.
Sorry. And so in this space, sometimes we get mad, sometimes we get sad, sometimes it's very compassionate. I think we felt all of the feels tonight.
Yep.
And I encourage everyone to do a couple of things. If this is your first time in this space tonight, please see Alex, Anna, or CJ, or Nathan, Owen. Make sure they get your information because there are things happening, and if you want to be in the loop, you want to know what's happening. If you have any questions, please make sure you check in with them. Tomorrow night we're going to have. This is already an amazing circle, but we're going to have music tomorrow night. We're going to have speakers tomorrow night. So 6 o'clock tomorrow night. Anybody that you know that wants to be in this fight, anybody you know, they've shown us who they are. This is Terry's line from there. She's not here. They've shown us who they are. Now we're going to show them who we are. So tomorrow night we're going to show them who we are. And everybody's a part of that.
Can I just add one more thing?
Go.
The CDC has put a recommendation out to every municipality in the country that homelessness is a public health issue, and they have been providing money as well to get people off the street and to get them housed.
Yep.
And again, our government has totally ignored that.
Yep.
So the CDC is telling us this is an issue. This can't be. You know,
a health issue, it's a moral issue, it's all of the above. So check in with those folks if you haven't been here. Please encourage everyone to come out tomorrow night. Also, if you are here right now, not only connect, share, talk, but amplify. So take pictures, post it on social, use the hashtag #SleepOutRhodeIsland. Let them know they're not off the hook. Let them know we're not going anywhere. We're only getting bigger. We're only getting stronger. And that we will not let the people they have resigned to forget about be forgotten. We will not let the voices go unheard. We will get together until it's deafening, until we blow their eardrums out with the fact that they would refuse to all the voices they refuse to listen to. So we are going to, sorry, I'm really getting hurt. We've been doing this song together every night. And for those that know it, are going to have to get a little loud with it. And we're going to sing this song together. And if you don't know the song, definitely learn it because we're going to try to do it tomorrow as well, all together. So, I'll do the first line. Everybody can, if you know it, just do it with me. Ready? This joy that I have, they didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, they didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, they didn't give it to me. They didn't give it, and they can't take it away. It's love. This love that I have, they didn't give it to me. This love that I have, they didn't give it to me. This love that I have, they didn't give it to me. They didn't give it, and they can't take it away. It's power. This power that I have, they didn't give it to me. This power that I have, they didn't give it to me. This power that I have, they didn't give it to me. They didn't give it, and they can't take it away. Peace. This peace that I have, they didn't give it to me. This peace that I have, they didn't give it to me. This peace that I have, they didn't give it to me. They didn't give it, and they can't take it away. Pride, say it like you got it. This pride that I have, they didn't give it to me. This pride that I have, they didn't give it to me. This pride that I have, they didn't give it to me. They didn't give it, and they can't take it away. Thank y'all. Keep fighting.
If I could just re-emphasize, we have a big crowd, so please, Nick and CJ, Anna, Owen, raise your hands, and me. Just, if you're here for the first time, go to the person with their hand raised that's closest to you. Please check in. Thank you.